Alex Golesh, Dan.
Yeah.
Alex Golesh. So they fired Hugh Freeze back in November. They hired Alex Golesh from USF to be the replacement. I think he's a great hire at Auburn. I think he's a great hire both in terms of his personality as well as the system that he's going to try and put in place in year one. I talk a lot about John Summerall being something of a psycho. Alex Golesh isn't not a psycho. He's almost there as well. Some of the same tendencies, though maybe not as weird on Mike as we're seeing with Summerall. What I like about Golesh is that he's got a very defined offensive system. And now he's got the quarterback in Byrum Brown, who already ran it pretty well at South Florida. It's not just Byrum Brown. It's a bunch of guys from USF who ran the system who are now coming over with Golesh from USF.
Yeah, bunch of receivers, tight end,
Yeah, this is another blended family situation like we see up at Penn State, right? It's a lot of guys that come over from USF, fair amount of returners from Auburn as well. They're trying to piece it together. The offense is going to look like a lot of tempo, but it's also one that favors the run. He tends to call it a run-first offense. And so to that end, I like that they bring back Jeremiah Cobb at running back. Seen some reports that he looks bigger. He's going to need to be bigger because they're going to maybe lean on him a little bit heavier this year.
Yeah.
Receiver room, again, more guys that ran this system at USF. Sean Singleton, and then let's just call it the law firm of Koger, Neptune, and Nimrod.
Yeah.
Chaz Nimrod, great name.
Chaz, yeah.
Great name. If Byrum Brown can translate, and if this version of an offensive line can hold up, I think this system could take flight pretty quickly and be rather interesting, plucky, if you will, against other SEC competition. If it does not, or I should say, if just one of those things does not, be it the line, be it Byrum Brown, be it receivers who for some reason can't get open against an SEC secondary, if just one of those things fails, they're not making a bowl. So I feel like there's a very, very slim margin for error here for Golesh in year one. I like the guy. I think he will build this program up. I think he's got a track record for winning. And I think he will do that. But you got to give him time. And if it doesn't hit right away on all three of those fronts, it's probably going to be a developmental year that we look at in retrospect and say, well, it took a little bit for him to get things going.
Right.
But eventually he did. I'm confident that he will. I'm just like speaking truth to power here that a lot has to go right in year one in order for this to be like a bowl eligible type season for Auburn.
Right. I think I really like this Auburn team.
Okay.
I'm not enamored. I'm not in love. But the more I think about it, right, it's a very specific offensive system. Byrum Brown, I think, will be able to succeed to some extent in the SEC. He was lighting everybody up, basically, in the American.
He was. I'm just, and I said this back in part one, like I'm not ready to just sort of hand wave the whole idea of Byrum Brown not working out.
Right.
Because it is a step up. He's playing SEC defenses every week. He's a tough guy, and I think everyone likes him. I think he's obviously a good fit for the offense. It's basically tailor-made for him. But I'm just, SEC defenses are a different breed than what he's used to being up against.
I'm totally with you. Their schedule, by the way, if you're going to talk about like gumpiness and weirdness of opponent, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Like they get a ton in sandwich spots, in letdown spots, and look-ahead spots. And if this offense is a pain in the ass, if Byrum Brown is a pain in the ass, if the line in front of him does work out, which I think is an open question, they're going to be such a pain for so many of these teams. I don't know what their defense is going to be. I think they take a step down in terms of upside and talent and star power, whatever, on defense.
Right.
There's still some there, but they have had to bring in a lot in the portal.
Well, you lose like Keldrick Falk.
Yeah.
Huron Crawford.
I don't know what the secondary holds.
New corners. Yeah.
But I think they're going to be fun, feisty, and dangerous. I think they're an obvious bowl team right now. I don't know exactly what their ceiling is. I think they're going to be in a lot of like 30 to 28 type games. And it's just going to come down to like late fourth quarter execution. I mean, Byrum Brown, I think the best of him is terrifying. So I have them at like 7-5, 8-4, somewhere in there.
8-4 would be great. Wow.
8-4 would be terrific.
I mean,
I have them as a bowl team.
I'm looking at the schedule. I see Baylor week 1. They should beat Baylor.
I think so.
I'm not crazy about Baylor at
Neutral
all.
site.
Southern Miss, that's a win. That's 2. Vandy, I think they're good enough to beat Vandy. That's 3. Arkansas, Mississippi State, and Samford. If they win those games, which all look very winnable, 6-6 is right there.
Yeah, Mississippi State on the road, which is its own, can of worms. But yeah,
right. But the over is 6.5 for good reason.
Sure.
Because after those 6 games that I just mentioned, who comes next? Who is the next win? And there are a lot of tough teams on here. There's Alabama, there's Ole Miss, there's LSU, there's Georgia, there's Tennessee.
And they're on the road. Tennessee, Georgia, Bama, Ole Miss are on the road.
So I look at this and I say to myself, they could be very dangerous and very interesting and extremely plucky if it all works.
Yeah.
But if a couple of those systems fail, not only are they losing those 6 other games, but there are probably some that I just mentioned and counted as wins that could potentially be losses. So I like this team too. I like Alex Golesh. I happen to be on the side of like 6-6 or 7-5.
Yep.
For this team, I probably would say 7-5. But I'm very leery of what could go wrong given this setup.
Another team, this is why we called Hugh Freeze an elite loser. It's not a team that was far off. Now, it's different talent, it's different systems, different coaches, and whatever. But just in terms of the vibes, just in terms of the guys returning on both sides of the ball, it's not a team that was far off. This is not a, rebuild down to the studs, even though they are bringing in a ton of USF players to rebuild things. It's not a catastrophic place.
No.
Maybe every other year it is. But Auburn is a place that the right coach, the right players can win. The support is there. Maybe the alignment's not there constantly to build it in the long term. But 1-score losses, they went 1-7, I think, in the SEC last year. They're like a minute and a half away from going 4-3, or 5-3 or something, 4-4. Yeah. So right. I don't think they're that far off. I don't think there's that much to fix. The schedule works out if you believe in the situational stuff, but there's a lot of losses there. 7-5 is fine.
7-5.
Thanks for watching, and thank you for at least considering subscribing to the channel. It means a ton.